the master key reflection system to track universal progress, while the inner work is the inner state mastering system. The master key is the mental state mastering system. Hey guys, it's time I share another gem with you. It is based on another lesser known book that is quite difficult to read, by the way. The book is called The Master Key. The author have dropped this reflection system and never referred back to it. I thought it deserves more justice and appreciation, and I decided to make the Notion template out of it. This system will tell you exactly where you stand in your accomplishment journey. Let's establish what we are going to track. First, let's define your mental product. It is your knowledge, experience, loyalty and energy. To understand your value, estimate what you have to offer. If you are marketing it at a full value, give yourself 100%. If you only getting half of what it's worth, give yourself a 50%. Be fair and don't underestimate yourself. Self-deprecation can lead to a greater losses. Next, let's talk about your health. If you eat well, sleep well, take a reasonable amount of recreation time, can handle your business, profession and household duties without worrying about your health, give yourself a 100%. Next, it is importance of time efficiency. Time is the most valuable resource. What we accomplish depends entirely on how we are using it. If you work 8 hours, sleep 8 hours, and use remaining 8 hours for recreation, study and self-improvement, give yourself 100%. Idleness, gossip, mental dissipation, critical, disordant, inharmonious thought, cut down from this percentage. If you fall asleep the minute your head touches the pillow, that's great. But if you have to spend some time before winding down and finally falling asleep, cut down your percentage. If your sleep is disturbed by worry, stress, fear or your dreams, cut down this percentage. In the morning, if you woke up refreshed and vigorous, that means you managed your morning efficiently. That's excellent. If you idle, waste time and energy, cut down your percentage. If you spend the rest of your time in a healthy recreation that benefits you both physically and mentally, you are on the right track. If you let time slip away without anything to show up for it, you lose valuable capital that would benefit you in the long run. Next, let's talk about your creative power. If most people that you meet do what you want them to do, feel how you want them to feel, and think what you want them to think, it's 100%. This is because success often comes through others, and this creative power should be a natural part of your personality. If you have to make tremendous amount of effort in order to accomplish something, and if you have to use willpower, cut down to 50%. That indicates that you don't understand fully the principles involved. And when you understand, you will know that you should never expect anyone to do anything that isn't in their best interests, because every transaction must benefit to both parties. This part mostly tracks the understanding of the principles, and if you demonstrated it and can shape and determine conditions, put 100%. Now let's talk about tracking your concentration. Can you truly concentrate? Do you know what it means to point your direct attention? Can you break down the problem, every piece of it, see every phase of it, understand the cause, the solution, and know it is definitely correct? And if you know this, then be able to dismiss the matter, turning your attention towards something else without dwelling on it again. That's 100%. If you are haunted by fears, anxieties, troubles, if you create the problems for yourself out of the empty space when none exists, or if you are worried about what others would think or do, cut it to zero. Concentration means having the power to focus on your mind without being afraid of anyone or anything. It's a power when mastered makes all other powers insignificant. Alright, let's start. Before we jump into any advanced methods, I want to really double down on foundation and made it the simplest way possible. In other words, let's make it the old school. I really want to make sure that we are getting the foundation right, so you don't have to make it complicated for yourself. So we're gonna use pen and paper And that's pretty much everything that we would ever need. I'm gonna use my iPad instead of the paper though, so I would have my digital version of the notes that I'm writing. So let's start with drawing a chart for either a week or a month of days on the horizontal, and for the level of percentage 0 to 100 on the vertical. And we're gonna finish the day by reviewing the day and taking measurements. So we would have this addition to our regular journaling notes. And when we come in at the end of the week to review, we will have a very clear picture of what happened exactly during that last week or last month, so we would know exactly what our objectives to work on to be able to produce a different result. It can be really tedious to write these measurements each time, and sometimes you might not have your journal nearby to do it, and that's why I want to make it on a Notion template, because it can be very tedious to make the measurements manually. Besides, it would be nice to have distilled information on your devices. On top of that, we can benefit by gathering and centralizing all the data to get the maximum insights of that information. We can make pretty charts as well, but more on that in a later videos. So alright, let's create a new template. It's gonna be fairly simple. I outlined a few key things that I think would be nice to have in this template. It's a measurement guidelines, measurement database, calendar, and some sort of chart. I'm gonna be using this very Notion template to track and measure my own things, so you can tag along. So the things that you will see on the template itself is the actual data that I'm tracking, similarly to the inner work template. So that's exactly the template. And if you are too lazy to make yourself, you can grab this template from my store for $5. This is the last template that's gonna be related to the inner state. Stay tuned. Until that, I'll see you when I see you. Cheers.